Oh, man. One Bill Phil can't get a mill. That's pretty funny, right? BC came up with that all himself, bro. That was yesterday's podcast. So many of you guys enjoyed that. I appreciate it. I knew that was going to make fans, tribalists especially, cry. But man, we had to pass the tear bucket around like 17 times. That's how much tears in the community. Every excuse, everybody was trying to tell BC why it was only 16,000 for Collision. Why that's a good number, Beasley. Oh, man. That was too much fun. Welcome to the Amped Up Podcast for Thursday, June the 22nd, 2023. We're going to be talking about Dana Brooke. She's telling everybody, okay, I heard ya, I suck, what now? Mickie James has a take on this, and even a former WWE writer, a very controversial writer, has picked a side in this, and this Dana Brooke thing is taking on a life of its own. A lot of her fans are honestly, they're seriously befuddled that people don't see real talent in Dana Brooke, that people don't want to see Dana Brooke on their TV screens. These fans of Dana Brooke honestly don't understand. So maybe we can shed some light. Maybe we can discuss this in a way that this community hasn't really done yet. I think the real question here, and we're going to talk about it, I think the real question is, does Dana Brooke belong in WWE? She's worked her ass off, no question. She's a good person, no question. She has fans, no question. But is this working, man? I don't think this community has actually asked the right questions and vividly. And that's what I love about this channel. We take these topics and we truly discuss them. We piss a lot of people off. We make people cry. They say, well, fuck that, Beasley, I'm unsubscribing. I'm not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Das Boot. We don't allow bitch boy Bradens anyway, so either you see yourself to the door or we're literally gonna boot you out of it. But you don't gotta announce it. This channel is for real wrestling fans, and we tackle the real wrestling topics and situations. From your favorite wrestlers to your favorite shows, concepts, storylines, situations, all and everything in between. That's what I love about this channel. We're going to take something like the Dana Brooke situation, which for the last 36 hours especially, ever since NXT went off the air, actually, this has taken on a life of its own. So we're going to discuss that and anything else we want to talk about as well. We got some super thankses to go over. That's going to be at the end of this podcast, a separate section. There were some super thankses in yesterday's podcast. And a couple that I missed in the podcast before, like Stegmeister, for instance. I caught that a little bit too late. I got JR9's NXT report from Tuesday night show. That is my right-hand man on the channel. He covers NXT extensively. He's going to let us all know the positives and the negatives of NXT. And anything in between that I want to talk about as well, but that's what we're going to discuss. So, I'm going to down some more coffee. You're going to smash that up. Come right on back. And again, a big thank you to everybody that enjoyed yesterday's podcast, going over the Collision rating. If you're new to the channel, that we go over ratings for Raw, SmackDown, we go over ratings. Dynamite, it's what we do. We talk numbers. You don't have to watch. You don't have to put in your earbuds and listen. But to cry like little bitches, that's just not a good look for a lot of AEW fans. I have a lot of AEW fans that watch this channel vividly. They know we're the straight truth and the straight gospel when it comes to pro wrestling. And then there's a portion of AEW fans, man, they just cannot handle any kickback in a negative way from these AEW shows. They're fine when I'm thrashing WWE Raw, absolutely ripping Raw apart, or WWE as a whole, which I'm always justifiably doing. But when I talk about AEW, tears like you would not believe. The second I say anything that needs to change in AEW, that's all you get. It's nothing but tears. You have to keep passing the bucket around, emptying it, passing around the amplified unit one by one, has to pass it around. Who needs it, man? Who needs it? Who should not be in this unit? We have somebody who's not a badass motherfucker in the unit. They need to get DOS booted. The good news is every time we do podcasts like yesterday, they expose themselves. They can't help it. It's usually individuals you never even heard of, by the way. They never fucking comment. They never. They mean nothing to the amplified unit. They mean nothing to this channel. Never before have they said a word, but you make them cry so badly that they had to give you a paragraph of their thoughts. On a Saturday night, Beasley, it's an amazing number. They're gonna be okay with this number, Beasley. You have to remember the night it's on. Beasley, 816,000 fans. What were you expecting, man? Curious. Oh, I don't know. You said CM Punk was the savior of AEW. Maybe a 1.129, what he got on his debut of Rampage. Not 816. I didn't think over 300,000 viewers would not give a shit about his re-debut after all of this controversy and all of this suspense, supposedly. He's your savior. And the premiere of this show didn't even hit Dynamite's number that last week. And Dynamite only hit 820 some odd. Dynamite's going backwards. I don't know. Who was I to think my bar was raised a little bit? My expectations were too high. There wasn't even a Red Sox or Yankees game. It was postponed due to weather. What would you have done if they lost another 20 to 30,000 fans, bare minimum, to baseball, and they were at 796? That's 20,000 less. 786 if it was 30,000. Yeah, no Yankees, no Red Sox. You would be saying the same thing because you don't want to hear any negativity about your show, right? 786,000 is fine on a Saturday night, BC. No, it's not. It's a premiere with your savior of AEW with all of these months of drama. And everybody needs to tune in to see what big storyline is going to develop from this. No. Not only did we not get a storyline, no cliffhanger, no nothing. He's got a title possibly in a red Santa Claus bag. He's going to say he's still the champ. And we're going to get an 8-man tag in the future with CM Punk. And we got a 6-man tag the night he returned. Wow. And he said some words, by the way. The king is back. I'm a one bill Phil in a counterfeit Bucks world. I don't know. Fuck do I care? I ain't going back and listen to this fucking pipe bomb is what they're calling it, right? Another pipe bomb. This was a fucking average Phil Brooks promo. But we're going to blow it up like it was something epic. And then the ratings are going to come out. And just like every fucking show and every week in AEW, and I say the same thing on Monday nights, we act like it's the greatest thing since the Amplified channel or sliced bread. And then the numbers come out and we find out, no, it wasn't. You just really, really liked it a little too much. Your fucking dick got hard a little too fast there, Charlie. Let's kick it back a little bit. So that's what we did with AEW. Everybody talking about how amazing it is. Oh, this is gonna do it, man. This is better than Dynamite. Then the number comes out, and then now we just go into defense mode, right? Well, I mean, it's a Saturday night. I don't know what anyone was expecting. It's a Saturday night. Where were these people before, right? These people before, all they were saying is Punk's gonna save AEW. Oh man, this is the shot in the arm. This is the shot in the arm that AEW needed, right? This was the pulse they were desperately needing. And now the talk is, well, I mean, for a Saturday night, not bad. Not even realizing how this works. It drops massively now. You drop into the 7s, the 6s, and you'll be fucking around 500s. You're going to be being talked about in the Rampage category. Do you understand how bad that is? What was the reason for the third show then? Turner Networks wanted it, Maisley, and Tony Khan wants the library matches. The matches for the library. It's hurting your product. You're oversaturating a market. Pro wrestling that's already oversaturated, and your own company has been oversaturated. A newer company with a roster of almost 200 people in 76 shows. So many shows they had to take off some. Dark, Elevation. I think they got DOS booted. I don't even care to look it up. I really don't. Maybe they're still on. Maybe they got DOS booted. ROH is over here. Nobody even knows it's around. 16 people, I believe. Here we go. Basically, that's bullshit. I watch it and my buddy Justin watches it too. Just because you don't watch ROH, basically. Right? I mean, they literally will cry over every little thing. ROH is over here. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. You got Rampage sinking in the waters and nobody wants to throw them a raft or a lifeline. Dynamite's going backwards. Their flagship show. Their fucking top tier niche is $850 now. It was $950. They couldn't even hit $1 million consistently, so we had to move the goalpost again from 1.2 to 1.0 to now $850. And they can't even get $850 last week. Maybe this week, without any real competition, maybe they'll get back over $900. And so then you just add a third show, Collision. And I think I was fans. I don't even go tribalists. Nerds, geeks, I don't even know what you call this sector of fans. It's not the AEW fans as its entirety. I know a lot of really cool AEW fans, man. Badass, listen to the podcast, and they understand my gripes. I'm trying to make these companies better. But then you have those people, man, they stumble upon the channel, and they're like, oh, my, you can trash Raw and WWE, and I love it. I'll give you a like, basically. Don't do it against AEW, man. We're trying to form something special. We're only supposed to say it's awesome, amazing, epic, flawless, and perfect. Why did BC not get the memo? I'm not falling in line with your stupid, geeky, pro wrestling nerd narrative. No, these shows are going to get better, all right, but it's going to be to the amplified unit standards, and we raised the bar. We are the fucking bar when it comes to standards in this community. We're not going to lower ours because you're going to cry tears every time we speak truth. We win over Collision, the most fairest and the most brutally honest imaginable, just like we would do with a Raw or a Dynamite, a SmackDown or a Collision. If you thought I was going to give it a cookie-cutter, sugar-coated BS review or a sugar-coated response to the number, if you thought I was going to, when this red light went on and I got behind the microphone, if you thought I was honestly going to go, well, for a summer show, for a Saturday night time slot in the summer, 8:16, so good, knowing that it's going to drastically fucking fall backwards with somebody who was supposed to be the savior of AEW in the biggest, the hottest storyline was supposed to stem from all of this drama over the last 9 months. And they pull an 8:16 as their top. That's their ceiling unless they come back with an amazing story, which I don't know if they're capable of. That should have been on their first. That's the first impression. Collision. You only get one shot, one chance at a first impression. That was Collision's first impression. We ended it with a 6-man tag and the faces celebrating to the heart cam. Why would anybody need to tune back in next week? It's just like Rampage. Punk debuted with a 1.129. And where's Rampage today? 200 to 300,000. I think they actually broke 400 last week. My bad. Before that, 3, then 200 some odd, and then they broke 4. Their average is about 350. A fourth. And even when Punk was around, where was it? Cut in half. Where's Dynamite? 1.4 is what they started at, just over. Now they're between 7 and 800,000-ish every week. Half the audience is gone. That's the same trajectory. You have no other data. You have no other facts that would claim that Collision's going to go up. Even with Punk, research has shown us, without a proper storyline that captivates us, it's going backwards. 8:16 on a Saturday, a Sunday, a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Make up a day. Seriously, pick a day. Create a day. Create a day and it wouldn't matter which day you chose or which time slot you picked. Prime example, Rampage. CM Punk's debut on Rampage, 10 p.m., 1.129. Fast forward to the re-debut of Punk, Saturday night, 8 p.m., a couple of hours early. You ain't even got to wait till 10 p.m. 816,000. They lost. Over 300,000 viewers said, no, thank you, we're done with the Punk drama. We're done with Punk, period. And there are some fans that can't comprehend. They cannot comprehend how that's possible. How can you be done with Punk? He's going to save AEW. They refuse to take dudes' balls out of their mouth. Get up off your knees, you little weirdos. You foolish clowns. Get up off your knees. What are you doing? So odd. So yesterday's podcast, man, it just gets BC so rejuvenated, right? It's a cleansing experience. I'm unsubbing, Beasley. This is blasphemy. You're going so hard on Collision's number and what needs to be fixed in AEW to make it better. It's fun when you're talking about WWE that way, Beasley. It's so much fun when you're tearing WWE. But when you're fair and you're also tearing up other promotions that I love, I'm out. I gotta let you know, Beasley. I'm unsubscribing. I'm not an airport. You don't got to announce your departure. Das Boot. You're not going to hear. I'm not one of these podcasters that begs for your subscription. Please subscribe, guys. Please. Please, guys. We're almost at 300. We're almost at 1,000, guys. Please subscribe. No, you're not going to get. What? I don't give a fuck. It's quality over quantity. Every subscriber we've ever gotten, that was just the hard way. That was people coming across the channel and going, damn, this dude's the best. And they just jump on. I'm not like everybody else that you watch or listen to. I don't beg for your subscription. I'm not going to keep fucking reminding you once in a while. If you want to know when a vid is out, okay, yeah, just make sure the bell is on, which maybe means you got to be subscribed. But I don't fucking do. I say more than anything, smash the up, help out the algorithm. That's what you're going to hear from BC. You don't got to tell me you're... Obviously, I'm ripping you apart. The promotion you love, I'm ripping it apart. I'm literally pushing your buttons hardcore. I'm bullying your ass at that point. I would hope you're exiting the channel. Otherwise, I'm going to give you Das Boot. Just like you probably got in high school. Your parents probably Das Booted you out of the house, your geeky ass. And in high school, your nerdy little ass probably got Das Boot out of the fucking school every day. Well, you ain't much better over here, kid. BC in the unit's gonna give you Das Boot off the fucking channel. Just gotta happen. We don't accept little nerdy bitches on this channel, man. We can't do it. We're too amplified. We alpha status. I know in 2023 that's a scary word. Alpha? Fuck alpha. Is he gonna mansplain to me? Is he gonna mansplain stuff? He's toxic. Right? 2023 words. We alpha status, baby. We're going to make you cry on a lot. I don't know. Can you not read? I would like to apologize to anyone I have not yet offended. Please be patient. I will get to you shortly. And I will. I'll offend you on this channel. Every single Amplified Unit member, I probably said many things they maybe disagree with. They don't cry about it like little bitches. Instead, they join channel membership. They get gold cards. They get amplified to another level. Instead of being bitches, they just get more amplified. They become more badass. La Familia grows even stronger. There's two sides of the coin. Badass amplified unit members or little bitch boy Bradens. It's okay if you gotta see yourself to the door, because unfortunately you're gonna end up exposing yourself anyway, and I'm gonna give you Das Boot. Doesn't matter. Paragraphs of disagreeing. Nobody's gonna read them. Belligerence. Right? Rudeness, absolute disrespect, and crying. There are key words that the tube has for comments, and it automatically goes into a spam folder. BC deletes them instantly. I don't read the spam. So save yourself the paragraphs of disagreeing. Literally nobody's reading them. Not even BC, and they get automatically removed. The tube puts them in a spam folder, and then it gets deleted. So relax. Cry salty tears to yourself. Put your just into your shirt. Just start crying those fucking tears. It's gonna be all right. Maybe they'll come up with another show, and maybe that'll pull 817,000 viewers, 1,000 more than the 816, right? Maybe that'll be a little better than what Collision pulled. But your tears nobody cares about them on this channel. Nobody's gonna pay attention. Nobody's gonna acknowledge them. And nobody's even going to hear your little tears. It's just not gonna happen. AEW Tribalist fans, man. It was a riot yesterday. I had so much fun. Again, individuals just exposing themselves and being removed instantly. I always love when we have a cleansing on the channel. It's people that just they don't say a word. They just kind of watch every fucking they listen to every pod. They don't say a word. And when they really, really are crying, man, you really touched a nerve. And they hit you with a fucking paragraph. And you just automatically, it's got to be removed. You don't even read it. And it's like, whoop, and you're removed. Was it worth it? All the time that it took to take your grubby fingers. Was it worth it? It's gone. Boop. Into the nothing sphere. I love it. It's cleansing. It's laughable. And to know that my podcast, my words of truth, can make people cry so vividly. It's one of the greatest powers in the world. I can't explain it. And I'm going to keep doing it because I know it's so effective. It's a good number, BC. Don't you understand how ratings work? It's a Saturday night, BC. It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday, BC. What were you expecting, man? The savior of AEW can't just show up and pop a mill. One Bill Phil can't pop a mill, Beasley. Oh, okay. Well, he's just the savior is just showing up to give you another 500,000 to 600,000 viewership show. Yeah, you gonna battle Rampage? You're gonna try to battle NXT, WWE's developmental numbers? Is developmental gonna end up beating them? They're fucking around 600,000. Where is Collision gonna settle? Are they gonna be less than 600,000? What are we doing? What are we really doing? I don't even know. They're gonna be battling this is what you brought your savior back for? Without storylines, you have jack shit. Cry the fucking tears. Expose yourself. I love it. The Amplified unit got a hell of a lot stronger yesterday. When you remove Bitch Boy Braden's, your unit, your structure, your foundation is stronger than ever before. There's nothing like it, guys. It was just one of those really good podcast days, man. John Gray just got that super thanks from yesterday's podcast. I'm going to add that. We're going to talk about that. That actually has a little bit to do with what we just talked about, actually. Love it. John Gray. We'll talk. I'll get to that super thanks, man. End of this vid. Let's get over to that's a good long first subject I wanted to talk about. Little teaser into the first subject, the aftermath of the Collision number, because the community is talking about it no matter which side of the fence you're on. If you're an AEW tribalist, you're going to defend this. You're going to find any way, right? Saturday night, it's in the summer. There was some sporting competition. Yankees, Red Sox, and other sports were postponed, but we're not going to discuss that. We're going to say about the sports that did beat it, and we're going to act like this is normal. Like this was a good rating because it was a Saturday night. BC tries to drop truth onto why this is actually really bad and what's about to happen in the weeks to come with this company and that show and this number. And these people don't want to listen to it. And if you're on the side of the fence where you, even if you're an AEW fan, you know that this was probably not the best number, not even in the ballpark. and you know what happens next, and we have to get storylines, man. This is the only chance to save this. If you understand that, and you're rocking with the unit in the correct way, man, then you are part of the solution to make AEW better. If you are gonna sugarcoat this and act like this is fine, you're part of the problem, and you're the reason that AEW's numbers are going backwards. Sad to see. You can't stop people from crying, and people like BC are just going to keep pushing the button to make them cry more. It's what I do. I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole. Dana Brooke. Let's move on. Let me get a big swig of coffee. Good discussion, guys. Good discussion. I'm always going to drop it. Man, chances are, if there's a narrative in the community, BC is going to go the opposite way. Because where there's a narrative, if you look elsewhere, you're going to find the truth. That's what BC found. Salute. That's too good. Before I get into the Dana Brooke, let me get another swig. Come on. Basically, it's a Saturday night, man. What was he expecting? Why are you bashing Phillip? He's one Bill Phil. I know, he's one Bill Phil. You just can't get a mill. I don't know what you want me to say. Even his quarterly, by the way, the top was 860 some odd. You thought maybe like he popped the bill with his quarterly and then the rest of the segments maybe dropped considerably. The highest quarter was like 860 something. And then it fell down for, I think, the 6-man tag or something. He didn't even fucking break 9 on his own promo. Oh, I'm sorry, not promo. Pipe bomb. Counterfeit box. Wow, Punk's back. Shut up, BC, man. Fuck you, BC, man. I fucking love Punk, man. I fucking love AEW. Look, I got the merch. It says AEW, BC. I'm going to the show in 2 weeks, BC. I'm going to Canada, and I'm going to rock the AEW merch. So I don't care what he says about the show. I don't even care what BC says about it, okay? I love it. It's immaculate. It's perfect. I listened to another content creator. He said it's flawless. Every week he loves it. So I don't know what BC's watching. It's more like what we're not watching. More people are not watching than watching. I don't understand. But how else can I tell you? That's what the numbers are showing, right? You're fanboying. You're crying. And you look like an absolute fucking clown. So we're going to laugh at you. You laugh at clowns. Laugh for me, bitch. Yes. All right, Dana Brooke. BC's on fire. Man, I'm telling you, man, this is coffee number 6. My 6th coffee, and it's not even 9 a.m., guys. Not even 9 a.m. as the recording of this. That's right. We've been rocking out, man. I think we went to bed at what, like 2:47, and we woke up at maybe 4:12, something like that. It was a weird, but I did get a good hour or something of sleep. And then we just had to hit the gym. We had to get big muscles, right? Instead of using my time to fuck you, Beasley. Beasley, AEW's gonna be fine. It was a Saturday night. Instead of crying, I'm getting fucking strong, and I'm tearing shit up. That's what I do. Now let's get on with the Dana Brooks. I'm so amplified, brother. The fuck, bruh? What, bruh? Mach, you good? Mach hasn't fallen yet, man. He's loving the conversation. Usually Mach is fucking passed out because we got to talk about Monday Night Raw or some shit. Dana Brooke. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me set this up. So Dana Brooke has been appearing on NXT. That's the first. That's a boo-boo, right? You're not going to put a Band-Aid on that boo-boo. It's fucking, that's bad. Dana Brooke showing up on NXT. We all know that's not good. Okay? It's a complete failure. Can we just speak honestly? And this is not to Dana Brooke. So I hope even Dana's fans would understand. This is just blunt truth. And I want to be a part of the solution. I don't know what that is right now with Dana Brooke. But let's just say the facts. Dana Brooke, and I'm not even talking about her work ethic or even her talent or in-ring skills. I'm not even discussing that right now. Dana Brooke has been a failure on the main roster, right? We all can agree on that. And it doesn't matter if you blame Dana Brooke or you blame booking or Vince or Paul Levesque, Joe Laurinaitis or Kevin Dunn. It doesn't matter if you blame a Brucey Pritchard or a Jason Jordan. It doesn't matter. The point is, at the surface, the bottom line is that Dana Brooke has been a failure on the main roster, right? We all can agree on that. Dana Brooke is now agreeing with that, basically. I'm going to tell you her quote in a minute. And of course, she's being a little fucking tongue-in-cheek. She's being a little bit fucking passive-aggressive, a little bit defensive. There's a lot in this one sentence that Dana said. I'm going to give you the quote. But she understands what the consensus is in the pro wrestling world. Dana Brooke, main roster. Dana Brooke in NXT did not work. Main roster, right? And Mickie James. I'm going to give you Mickie James's quote. Listen to this in a minute. And she even admits, like, it didn't work in NXT, and that's why she got catapulted to the main roster. It wasn't working in NXT. They said, let's try it over here. And main roster, they did not put her in good situations. They did not book her in the manner that she should have been booked based on where her talent and skills were from the jump, which is night and day from where they are now, by the way. Dana Brooke has busted her ass to get to where she is now. I congratulate her. I give her mad props for that. Much love and respect to Dana Brooke for that. But when she debuted, especially on the main roster, you were boggled, right? You didn't understand why she surpassed so many epic talents in NXT. She jumped the line, and the skills did not justify that. The talent was way more to the extreme in NXT than Dana Brooke being catapulted to the main roster. You didn't understand it, but you said, okay, maybe WWE has a plan. It's what we always do, right? And this is how we always look like idiots in the long run because we give WWE the benefit of the doubt. We believe that hopefully they have a plan, and they don't. And you just see the situation or the character just get worse and worse and worse. And over the years, not months, years, Dana Brooke has just become even more irrelevant by the week, by the show. And she keeps coming back, and she acts. The fans, the company wants you to believe that there's like a repackaged Dana Brooke. It's the same Dana. She's just been busting her ass and trying to train more and more accurately. It's the same Dana Brooke. They didn't connect with her before. They're not going to connect with her now because she's a little slimmer, or her face looks a little different, or her muscles, it's a little bit less of a peak and maybe more defined. Her gym regime is different. She switched up her training. That's not going to make an audience connect with you. Did her skills and talent get a little better? Sure, maybe. I don't know if we're truly going to be able to tell because we haven't really seen a 10-minute Dana Brooke match. Many fans don't want to see a 10-minute Dana Brooke match, so you're in a vicious cycle right now. You have to give her the chance to see if she can do the 10, 15, 20-minute matches, but nobody wants to see her in the 10, 15, 20-minute matches. It's a vicious cycle. But we all can agree that this isn't working. The question I have is, how has she been with WWE this long in the first place? When they trash people like Naomi and Sasha Banks with the most immaculate talent you could possibly come across, somebody like Mercedes Moné, and somebody as athletically gifted and has such talent like Naomi, and they're booked so badly that they have to get the fuck out. And the company has dropped people like Nia Jax, who's related to Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and they still cut her. And they cut people like Lana. And they booted Eva Marie before. They booted people with such talent like Mickie James. But through it all, and I can come up with dozens of more female names that have been given Das Boot, but Dana Brooke has kept her job from day one, with no connection to the majority of the fans outside of her fan base. Again, much love and respect. I hear their frustration, which is why this conversation is being had. It's not working. The question I have is, how has she even been with WWE this long? Would it have been better if she just was able to go off on her own, truly find herself, what she's great at, If that's still pro wrestling, work her way around other promotions. Find a true character and a niche that's going to actually grow and captivate. But in WWE, it's not just stale, it's not working. My point is, I don't think this is beneficial to WWE and Dana Brooke. You never want to see somebody lose their job. But I believe Dana Brooke is smart enough to make a ton of money in anything else that she does. It's not like WWE is the be-all, end-all for Dana Brooke. If they boot her tomorrow, or if she decides to leave, if you think Dana Brooke is going to be in some little apartment complex, living on food stamps, and shopping at the Salvation Army, it's not going to happen. Nothing wrong with any of that, by the way. BC basically grew up like that. We didn't have a lot of money. I remember food stamps. I remember those small apartments. I remember passing by the Salvation Army. I remember going to school with reduced lunch tickets and free lunch tickets. Does anybody know what that is? Yeah. BC lived the hard knocks, brah. I can't understand the silver spoon aspect. But to each their own, man. I don't play or hate. If you were able to grow up in a nice big mansion with butlers, if you were able to eat 10 lunches at school, and your parents didn't flinch at the price tag, badass, man. But if you think Dana Brooke is going to be... If you think she's just going to be living in poverty because she's no longer with WWE, you don't know Dana Brooke. She's very smart. She's very talented in many things. But I honestly believe that years ago, I think they should have severed ties. It's not working. And let's be honest, there's too many talented females in that company alone that are just far outweighing her in talent and skill. They're just that much better than her. No matter how hard she works, that's great. But sometimes you're not fit for something. Right? BC would love to be the lead singer in a rock band. I just don't have the fucking singing voice, the vocals to do such. Much better suited for the podcast world, the gift to gab, entertain, rock out the microphone in that aspect. You're not going to see me on stage rocking out, leading a rock band, but I would love to. It's a dream career for BC. Right? I'm sure for many of you guys that would be the dream scenario. But we know we're just not good at it. Maybe you've tried. You sang your fucking heart out in the shower and people have told you, I heard you. Let's not do that again. Right? Maybe you want to be a chef, but everything you cook just burns or it's just average. It's mid. Well, you probably shouldn't be working at one of the premier hotels in Vegas. You know, sometimes we want to do something, but we're just not that good at it. Or too many people are just better. And we're just taking up a spot. My point is, so here we are. It failed in the main roster, Dana Brooke. So what do? They bring her to NXT. But that's developmental. It's literally developmental. That's what it's called. But nowadays, you see Sethington Rollins in the main event with Braun Breaker. You see Ali as a special guest referee and in their mid-card title feud with Wes Lee or whatever the fuck they're doing. You see Baron Corbin in there. Baron Corbin from the main roster. You're seeing all these people switch over. And there's more, too. I'm forgetting names. The main roster is infiltrating NXT, and Dana Brooke is one of them. And you're mind-boggled because you're like, well, who's benefiting from that? Dana Brooke looks like an absolute clown, right? She's going from a place where she did not even scratch the surface of success. It's a complete failure. And so she goes back to NXT. She looks bad. Anybody that's having a 5-6 minute wrestling match with Dana Brooke is going to look bad because of how she was booked in the main roster for almost 10 years. Nobody wins here. Everybody is mind-boggled. And so what happened is fans, I'm going to read you what Mickie James said. Some fans, this is Dana Brooke herself. But a lot of fans, they've had enough. A lot of these fans really appreciate NXT's product. And they really got behind NXT. And lately, with all this infiltration of the main roster stars, that they're getting pissed off. And then you see Dana Brooke in there. And you're like, what are you doing, man? Like, just sever ties. If you truly have nothing to the point where she's back in NXT and we're supposed to believe that she's helping the NXT talent, guys, a lot of these main NXT talents can run circles around Dana. That's not shade. But Tiffany Stratton, even though Tiffany says she doesn't want to go to the main roster, she's not ready yet, BC's critique of Tiffany Stratton is she's better than 90% of the wrestlers I'm seeing right now. Female-wise. Tiffany Stratton would run the... Roxy would be training Dana Brooke. And Roxy's like 21, 22. It's not good when the developmental talent would be better than the main roster talent that's coming over there to supposedly help them. That's truth. I know that hurts. I know it hurts. But you see how much backlash the company is getting. And Dana Brooke, and Dana Brooke is a sweetheart of a person. I don't like to see that type of backlash for her. But Dana Brooke, she had to say that. This is a quote from Dana Brooke, guys. From all the backlash. Dana Brooke actually said, "All right, I get it. You all think I suck. Okay. Got it. Noted. Awesome. Period. That was a quote. I'll read it again. All right, this is from Dana Brooke. All right, I get it. You all think I suck. Okay. Got it. Noted. Awesome. And period. It's like she's saying, what can I do? I'm training my ass off. I've gotten a lot better. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything and you're going to accept me. Right? It's almost what I'm feeling she is saying in this. And she ends it with, got it, noted, you think I suck, awesome. And like what? Like, I haven't heard this for the better part of 10 years. And what's the solution? What can I do to get over in your eyes? Right? It's almost like she's saying all of that in that one sentence. And first and foremost, yeah, the booking of Dana Brooke is at least, bare minimum, half the equation. Because the truth is, the talent of Dana Brooke is not the forefront problem here. We talk about Ultimate Warrior being larger than life, and people like BC watching Ultimate Warrior matches thousands of times. To this day, Ultimate Warrior is one of those characters that just got BC amplified instantly. He's one of the best characters. Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Warrior, Stone Cold, those are the dudes. And people like Warrior, even Hogan was not that good of a wrestler, guys. I don't know what to tell you. But as far as skill, he was immaculate in everything, like mannerisms, selling until he hulked up. I didn't mind Hulk Hogan selling. Obviously getting you captivated. His storytelling, making you believe, his promos, his presence in the ring, immaculate. What I meant was, skill-wise, guys, he had about 5 moves of doom, right? He had the punches, the big boot, the clothesline, the body slam, the leg drop, right? That's what I mean. Hulk Hogan, not very skilled in the ring. Ultimate Warrior, 2 moves of doom. Shoulder tackle, press slam. That was an Ultimate Warrior match, for the most part. My point is larger than life, right? I mean, you think of pro wrestling and why we're even watching today. A lot of us, it was Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, people like that. So talent, you can actually like surpass that with character work that captivates and booking that is next level. And if the machine gets behind you in the right way, sky's the limit. Whatever talent you have, we can work with that. So a lot of people just say, no, BC, it's just that Dana sucks. You can suck and still get over. I've seen it over the decades many, many times. Warrior was one of my favorite dudes, man. And most people in the business said he sucked as a wrestler. Again, not every box, because a pro wrestler, many boxes need to be checked off to be a good wrestler. It's not just your skills. It is your mannerisms, your selling, your promos, your presence in the ring, your psychology. There's a lot of things that make a pro wrestler a good pro wrestler. But in terms of skill, I think that's when people say, like, this is a good wrestler and this isn't. They simplify it to just skill and talent. You don't have to be. You know, if you're doing everything else correctly, and even more, if you're way above the midline, people will take notice. The problem is the booking, the character work, the character development, which has been non-existent. It's all in the dumpster, man. There is none. There's no proper booking. There's no booking at all for Dana Brooke. Character development, none. It's the same Dana Brooke for the better part of 10 years. So, booking, character, reason to care, that's all non-existent for Dana Brooke. I don't know a more factual way to say this. That's why there's no connection. And then on top of that, the wrestling is not, there's no easy way to say this. The wrestling is not as good as a lot of the wrestlers in WWE. Developmental, NXT, or main roster. Guys, Io Shirai, Bayley, Roxy, or a Tiffany Stratton. Or if you're even going to be in there with a natty. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. You can keep going down. I don't want to name every female on the roster, but I mean, just everybody I'm thinking of. Becky Lynch, even a Charlie Flair. I don't know who would honestly, unless you're like a real Dana Brooke fan. Again, much love and respect to you. If you're we're all fans of somebody. And I'm a Jinder Mahal fan, and I realize he probably should not be wrestling every week, every show. It's better if he's not, because the backlash would be real. But we're fans of people, but we still have to be honest, right? I don't know many people that would want to see Dana Brooke in a 15-minute match with Becky, or even Charlie Flair, or a Rhea Ripley, even Raquel Rodriguez, or a Zelina Vega. That's a problem. You know, when you say like, oh, Rhea Ripley, like Raquel, I'm not a Raquel fan. She just doesn't do it for me, right? But when I saw that face-to-face with Rhea and Raquel, I was kind of like, let him go to war. Put him in there for 10, 12 minutes, bare minimum. Raquel, Rhea, let him just go to war. It intrigues me a little, right? You get Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné. It was so good. Especially, I believe, what was it? Hell in a Cell match that they had. It's so good that it's like, give them 40 minutes and I won't be bored a second of the time frame. Bianca Belair versus Io. Asuka versus Io. Put them in there 20, 25, 30 minutes and you just know you're going to be entertained and it's going to be so good. I don't think people are doing that with Dana Brooke, and I'm talking about the majority. And I say that heartfelt because for her to have to say that, right? All right, I get it. Y'all think I suck. Got it? Noted. Awesome. And like, what do you want me to do about it? And fans will say, get out. We don't want to see you lose your job. We don't wish that somebody doesn't have a job. But like, this isn't working, and you're affecting us, the fans, right? That's what fans are saying, guys. That's why they're pissed off. And now you're going to NXT and you're taking NXT time. And you're not helping them because they're saying they're better than you. Roxy doesn't have to learn from you. Tiffany doesn't even have to learn from Cora Jade doesn't. So the fans are getting pissed, and it's real. They're like, well, what? How are you still here when some of our favorites had to leave because their booking was shit and they were getting axed? People like Mickie James getting fucking fired. People like Gail Kim having to run away from that fucking company. And Sasha Banks and Naomi. But the people they've fired and have let go, but Dana Brooke gets to stay. And a lot of fans don't understand it. What does she have over the company? If she was connecting the whole time, right? If there was like this presence and there were so many Dana fans that just want to like, she needs 16 championships. She needs to surpass Charlie at 14, right? She needs to be the first one to get Rick 16. Okay, but there's not. She's chasing around R-Truth as a Christmas tree for the 24/7 title. for 2 years. A year before that, I don't know, she was with Titus Worldwide. I can't mention Titus. I can't. I just crack up. I just remember him fucking catapulting at the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, running at full speed, which for Titus is negative 2 miles an hour, and he just fucking catapults head first. He trips, catapults head first underneath the ring, guys. Thank goodness that middle bar wasn't there that usually is, because he would have gotten fucked up. But he just tripped, he fell, and he slid underneath the ring. He was supposed to slide into the ring. He fell underneath the ring. Corey Graves is cracking up, so I'm cracking up even more because he won't shut the fuck up. Oh, Titus Worldwide. What a memory. But, and then years before that, she was just not good in the ring. We all know that. That was rough. So yeah, I don't know who's benefiting from Dana being in WWE other than she's getting a paycheck. That's great. We want to see humans get a paycheck. We never want to see somebody without a job. But I don't know who. It's not even benefiting Dana Brooke anymore. And to the point where she has to respond like that. When a pro wrestler says, I get it, you all think I suck. Got it, noted, awesome, and what? That's probably not good. And I think she's finally reached the point where it's like, what can I do? Now, I'm going to give you a few different variations here. First of all, to Dana's quote, all right, I get it, y'all think I suck, got it, noted, awesome, and Vince Russo responded, former WWE creative writer, very controversial figure in the pro wrestling world. Vince Russo, and she retweeted this on the social doohickey machine. So Dana saw this and posted that on her page. Vince Russo says, don't listen to these ass clowns. They have no idea what you're up against. Not even knowing you, I can tell that you're one of those special people who just try to be the best you can be every day. There's only one person you have to make proud, and you are doing that. He says, hold on, there was more, but it's so many. I mean, Vince Russo was trying to get, I don't know what Vince Russo's mission was here, man, but this is a full paragraph. I hate when they leave. There's only one person you have to make proud, and you are doing that. God bless. Okay, you just took that to a fucking... You took that to a corny level, Vince. Don't listen to these ass clowns. They have no idea what you're up against. Not even knowing you, I can tell that you're one of those special people who just try to be the best you can be every day. There's only one person you have to make proud, and you are doing that. God bless. What is he talking about, though? Like, this sounds like something you would do if you're like a banker, right? And somebody fucking muffed up some loans, and you're like, Kathy, you're doing great, man. We're gonna regroup the money that you lost, and the next time you cut a loan to somebody, it's gonna be accurate. Don't worry, you're doing good. Don't listen to everybody else. Don't listen to Jim, head of finances. He's got his fucking nose up his own ass. That doesn't work in wrestling. Vince Russo, of all people, is saying, don't listen to these ass clowns. Don't listen to the fans. They have no idea what you're up against. She's been there for what, 10 years-ish, give or take a few years? What is she up against? The fans know what they're up against. They have to see Dana Brooke. No matter where they turn, NXT, main roster, she pops up out of nowhere. They have no idea what you're up against. Not even knowing you, I can tell you're one of those special people who try their best or try to be the best they can be every day. Vince Russo, of all people, knows it takes more than trying to be your best every day to captivate a wrestling audience. Are we handing out participation trophies? Don't answer that. I know Sethington Rollins right now has literally a participation trophy, runners-up title over his shoulder. So I understand we are passing around participation trophies, but it's rhetorical. Now, if you try your best every day or try to be the best you can be, you deserve a spot on the roster. Only one person you have to make proud, and that's yourself. Well, if you're in the pro wrestling business, you're still going to have to captivate an audience, Vince Russo. Eventually. I know she's only been there a decade. 10 years almost. But eventually, right? It's only a decade, BC. Eventually, though, she might have to captivate an audience. This is what Mickie James had to say. This is interesting. Mickie James, just like BC, just very truthful. Mickie James says, and I quote about Dana Brooke. Mickie James says, I felt like Dana Brooke, this is a quote from Mickie James. I felt like Dana Brooke was the wrong choice to send to NXT in the first place. I'm going to say that again. I felt like Dana Brooke was the wrong choice to send to NXT in the first place. It's one thing when you send a Sethington Rollins or you send a Natty back because they have the respect and they're workhorses. You know what I mean? Dana was taught the WWE style of system. And now there's this whole new generation of that same kind of system, but more elaborate. She says, I felt like, hold on. She says I felt like that audience never really truly respected Dana. She's talking about the main roster when she was down there. Oh, no, she's talking about NXT. That audience never truly respected Dana in the first place when she was down there before, meaning NXT the first time. So she's saying even there, she didn't really captivate the audience. There was no respect. There was nothing connecting them with Dana. And then that's one of the reasons why they moved her up to the main roster so quickly. She says, I love Dana. I've worked with Dana. I think she's a fabulous person. I think she really has tried really, really hard in the last couple of years especially to be more respected for her in-ring work and her ability. But she just doubles down and says, I just felt like Dana Brooke was the wrong choice to send to NXT in the first place. Mickie James is telling no lies. We all know how hard Dana Brooke has worked to try to be better. It doesn't connect. It would take a massive character rehaul and fans to forget about the last better part of the 10 years that have just surpassed. And it would take a creative storyline that would intrigue us, not just to the next level. It would have to be 2 to 3 levels up. I mean, you're digging out of such a hole that has been dug for the better part of 10 years with Dana Brooke. It's just so bad right now, that whole situation. I don't understand. I don't know what could be done right now. Mickie James is telling no lies. We respect Dana so much for how hard she's worked, and she truly wanted to be respected and one of the best. Some people just have it, and some people don't. We all would love to be something, a dream career, right? And for most of us, it can't happen, not because we're not going to put in the work. We just don't have the it factor. I'm not the would I love to fucking walk the moon? Of course. I'm the last person you're going to get up to go to into a rocket or a space shuttle and go to Mars or the moon. I'm not doing it. No fucking way. You're not going to catch me in that fucking spaceship. You're not going to see me as the lead of a rock band, as much as I would love to do that. I don't have it to be a lead singer of a rock band. I'm not going to be the lead chef. I love to cook. I know I'm not good enough to be a lead chef. I can try really hard. I'm probably not going to outpace others. Again, I could try, and if it works, awesome. Dana at least tried. Just didn't work. There's no shame in that. Doesn't even mean her pro wrestling career has to come to the end. But with WWE, it just didn't work. And with other people losing their jobs and booking being so bad that the really good wrestlers have to leave, is she just taking up a spot with no connection and there's just no light at the end of the tunnel? The question is, should Dana Brooke, not just WWE, sever ties with her? Is it time for her to just say, hey, let me try things on my own. Let me really see what I'm made of. Spread my wings away from this company. Maybe the company was hindering her, right? Maybe it is 51-49 in favor of it was the company that was hurting Dana more than Dana was hurting Dana. Maybe. You'll never know. Spread your wings. BC has been in places where it just didn't work. I would love it to. I worked really hard and it just didn't work. The atmosphere, situations that it just didn't work. I left. Yeah, you give a notice and you just say, hey, this isn't working out. Whatever you need me to do, I'll rock it out for you. Give you all the time you need. It just isn't working. The Dana Brooke shit isn't working. I think that's the problem. I don't think a lot of people are understanding that. I would like to see what Dana Brooke's fans are like after she says, all right, I get it. Y'all think I suck. Got it. Noted. Awesome. Some of her fans. Oh, Vince Russo even commented in her original comment. I don't. I know you work your arse off, says Vince. Vince Russo is trying really hard to get in tight with Dana Brooke. I don't know what the fuck. So Dana Brooke responded to Russo. Thank you. Prayer emoji. Respect. You know the deal. That's why I'm mind-boggled here. Russo does know the deal. So he knows that you need people that are going to get over, man. Doesn't matter how hard you're trying. If it ain't working, you are pro wrestling business. You have to put out the most captivating characters. This isn't a landscaping service where you might have fucked up a few people's bushes and you got yelled at and you could just train them a little more and hopefully they don't fuck up more bushes. You're on national TV. Some other responses, no, don't listen to them. She's not gonna fuck you, bro. Oh, damn! This dude BG said she ain't gonna fuck you, bro, to Vince Russo. What else? I feel for Dana. No, you don't suck. You are awesome. Dana doesn't suck. Management just doesn't know how to use her properly. She's as good as any woman on the roster. Replies to that were, ain't no way you really think that. Ain't no way you think like this. You know that maybe someone should whoop your ass for this comment. Like, I don't know, maybe Dana Brooke herself. Or would you like Stone Cold to do it? First time I've tuned into the new NXT. I thought your match was really entertaining. Told a cool story. Takes two to tango. All right, there you go. Dana, if they not a wrestler, they won't know. I don't know. That's not even. I don't know what they're saying there. Dana, don't let the haters get to you. This makes me angry because you don't deserve the hate you receive. You did a phenomenal job and you are a fighter. Don't give up. See, those are like fans though. You know what I mean? So you expect that. I don't think they're really understanding like the situation, and it's been years in the making. And there's a lot. If you're not a Dana Brooke fan, like what are we doing? You know. Keep doing your thing. They're idiots. Yes, queen. Every wrestling female superstar is a queen to their fan bases. All right, so it's basically, yeah. I mean, I don't know, guys. It's not working. Okay, you're gonna get the truth on this channel. And again, how did we start the channel off with the whole punk shit and the AEW tribalism? How do we start? You're going to make people cry when you tell the truth because it doesn't align with their narrative or their way of thinking. So they cry, right? They start jotting down, and before you know it, it's a whole paragraph of how much you're wrong, mean podcaster. And nobody's going to read it. They just wrote a whole paragraph. It goes into the fucking spam, and it gets deleted automatically. Nobody, not even the content creator most likely, is going to read that spam. It's a fucking, I don't know. It's a vicious cycle with Dana Brooke and WWE. Would love to know what you guys feel about it. Sucks. Shitty situation. She's such a good person. It just ain't working. I want to go over to, so that's going to be it on that topic. We spent a great deal of time on that. It's a subject that I bet you has never been talked about in this great detail. So I'm glad that we were able to do that. I want to go over now to my super thankers, man, in the last couple of podcasts. And I want to start off, first of all, because I missed Stegmeister for sure. This was in my live stream of the Monday Night Raw review, that amped up podcast from a couple of Texas, days ago. Hold on.
Florida.
Hold on. I got an ad playing on that, by the way. Accidentally hit the podcast, and an ad started playing. All right, thank you, Tube. Appreciate it. So let me go over to Stegmeister. Stegmeister came in a little bit late before I had already started the new podcast and already gave the shout outs for the super thankses. That's where you guys throw BC a coffee on that button down below. It's just called thanks. We call them super thanks because it's like a super chat on a regular upload podcast. So a lot of you guys lately have been throwing BC coffee. It's never needed. I appreciate it, man. I'll never run out of coffee anyway, but if you guys want to throw BC a coffee, I ain't complaining, man. I'll fucking down that shit, get more amplified, and you guys will get more content. Stegmeister with a 2-spot says, let me talk to you. Yeah. Apologies again for missing the live stream review of Raw, but work decided to throw their toys out the pram because they couldn't handle 21 cages. So your boy had to go and whip their asses and put their toys back in the pram. I don't know what the pram is. But as for Raw, the only good thing we got was obviously LA Knight. Yeah. Cutting that awesome promo. Yeah. Okay, there's the yeah. I always put yeah after LA Knight. Stegmeister put it at the end of that. Super thanks. Stegmeister, I'm glad you whooped ass at work, brother. And yeah, LA Knight is always one of the bright spots, sometimes the only bright spot on those shows. Stegmeister, I was glad I was able to catch that, man. I always get the notification on the blinky colored comment, and it says thanks on it, and I'm like, oh, man, somebody just threw BC a coffee. Come on, man. My amp unit is the best. It's humbling, man. It's humbling. Stegmeister, appreciate it, bro. And I got to the other super thankses in that podcast. Now, what I want to do is go to yesterday's. And if I could get that on a bigger screen, that would be amazing. Hold on, I'll click on that too, by the way. Don't know if they're going to put it. Nope. Got it. All right, here we go. There was a couple of several. So, first of all, John Gray, 4687 is the handle on it. John Gray. BC, another great stream. 5-spot coffee, by the way, in the super thanks. BC, another great stream. Let the bodies hit the floor. And if they don't like it, then we have Das Boot for them. Keep it real as you always do. Thanks, BC. John Gray, man. Oh, we gave Das Boots, man. We had to yesterday. We had to. Some people saw themselves to the door. They just could not handle the amplification on their beloved AEW. They just wanted to hear nothing but positive. It's fun when BC rips apart WWE, but they do not want to hear anything about AEW. They literally cried, guys. I have to unsub. I can't handle it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Quality over quantity. Nobody's crying. Nobody's going to even know you were here. Get the fuck out. And if you're not going to, BC's going to give you Das Boot. So, John Gray, you know how we do this, bro. If you can't handle the amplified truth, Das Boot! All right, through the fucking door. See yourself out the same way you came in, or we're going to fucking boot you the fuck out. We'll put you through the wall. We don't give a shit. But yeah, it was a cleansing day for the channel. It was a real, people got to expose themselves, and then we just got the easy peasy after that. Easy removal. It was a beautiful, beautiful cleansing day on the channel. John Gray, you know how we do it, bro. Also, big shout out over to WWE AEW Marvel fan, the channel member of the week, the gold card member of the week, by the way. Salute. WWE AEW Marvel fan. Let me give you a proper salute. He's the champ right now on the channel. WWE AEW Marvel fan with a 5-spot super thanks coffee says, sending thoughts and prayers to ECW legend Tommy Dreamer. Yes, salute to Tommy Dreamer. I'm not going to go over that right now. If you guys want to look that up, you can. But much love and respect to Tommy Dreamer, WWE AEW Marvel fan. I appreciate that, man. Big time. Allows BC to also do that on behalf of my entire amplified unit. Oh, Anthony from the Lou, 2-spot. 2-spot super thanks. We knew it was going to suck, and just like the ratings show, Anthony from the Lou is talking about Collision. Careful, Anthony. You're going to make more people cry, dude. Anthony from the Lou, I appreciate the super thanks. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for the best for him. I really was. I had a bad feeling. It's oversaturation. And that's why this channel has told you that from the jump. When people don't want to listen, man, when fandom is real and the tribalism is over the top, people don't want to listen. And then when numbers come out and when things start falling apart, they don't know how it happened. You know, I want to hear it, Beasley. Well, you should have heard it from the jump. And, of course, JR9 Gaming 2-Spot Super Thanks Coffee. This is the NXT Roundup. It's time for JR9's Amplified NXT Roundup Gold Rush Edition. I love it. Let's do it, JR9. Let me get a swig. There's a lot to go over. This is the NXT review, basically, from my right-hand man, JR9 Gaming. So, the positives from JR9's review of NXT. Now, I'm learning this for the first time. I was not able to catch the show, guys. So, BC is going to bear with me. I'm going to go over this, and I might have to reread something a couple times to truly comprehend in my mind how it went down. I may even butcher and botch a few words. Who knows? Because this is my first time reading this. Positives from NXT, from JR9 Gaming. Von Wagner's sit down with Mr. Stone was excellent. Von told the backstory of his heartbreaking childhood. Really emotional, and it was so effective in making me want to root for him. Exactly the character development that Von has been needing for a while to get fans to relate to him. Honestly, my favorite part of the show. JR9, it is hilarious that you said that you started with that. Not hilarious, but it's ironic. The one part of the show that I was able to catch, because I literally sat down for like 4 minutes, and then I had to run right back out. 4 minutes. And it was that segment, man. And he was having this heartfelt conversation, and he had a huge scar from around his head. And he was talking about plastic surgery, and he had to spend a long time in the hospital, and I was like, damn, bro. I never knew Von Wagner dealt with that type of adversity, struggle. But IRL, that was massively captivating. I didn't even want to get up to do the rest of my business out in the world after that, man. That was really good. I just had to. That's a side note. I actually was able to watch that. That was some good stuff, man. I wonder how the community is responding to that. Moving on with the review, the positives. I'm not on board with Corbin versus Mello, but their promo off was better than expected. It was one of Corbin's better promos, and Mello is just a natural on the mic. He went full savage on Corbin. Okay, maybe I have to check that out then, man. I mean, you're praising Baron Corbin's promo skill. All right. I mean, I never thought Baron Corbin's promos were actually bad ever. They just don't captivate, right? There's no reason to care. He was always decent on the mic, though. So this sounds like that was good. Liked Stacks abducting Joe Coffey. So I got to say that as Coffey. In the parking lot and putting him in a trunk mafia style. Frazier vs. Dragon Lee Heritage Cup rules next week is the one I'm looking forward to. Frazier interacting with Sethington was only thing I liked from Sethington's appearance. Gable Stevenson showed up in NXT. Is a better move than being rushed to the main roster. His brother Damon Kemp is in NXT, so they could pair them up or face each other. Either option could work. He's training Eddie Thorpe for a Raw Underground match for Kemp. So maybe Gable turns on Eddie there and sides with Damon. I don't know. The Underground Raw shit, I heard about that coming back, JR9. It doesn't say here how you feel about it. That'll also be interesting to see what the community feels about that, man. Raw Underground, maybe NXT will do it better. But JR9, they did the Fight Pit concept good. You would think that with Fight Pit, they wouldn't need Raw Underground, or it would overlap it, which would dilute I would say dilute the Fight Pit concept. Maybe not, though. Interesting to see your thoughts on that. Hold on. If I just kept fucking reading, you would have told me that, JR9. Hold on. See, this is why I should just read it and give my analysis afterwards, man. I just get intrigued, man. JR9's spitting this shit off, and I'm getting intrigued by it, so I have to give my analysis. The very next line says, NXT bringing Raw Underground as a match concept every once in a while, like the Fight Pit, thank you, great minds think alike, is fine. But it's the same awful segments from the but if it's the same awful segments from the Thunderdome, it will fail. So you're saying this has potential, it has the capability of being really good, just has to be done properly. I think we say that about 99.99% of things in WWE. If you do it properly, it could be good. That's just a tall order, a tall task. So bringing Underground as a major concept every once in a while, like the Fight Pit, is fine. Just not like the awful segments from the Thunderdome. All right, yeah. That's all I'm thinking, man. Do it properly. I can be on board with this. Main roster, it failed miserably, but that was at a weird time where Shane McMahon was just getting dragged for everything. I thought it could have deserved a little bit more of a chance. Thea's pep rally was a good way to prepare for Tiff versus Hale next week. Thea brings a ton of energy to her segments, which makes her a standout. Tiff, like always, played the perfect arrogant heel, not taking Thea seriously at all. Duke's imitation of Tiff's voice and hyping Thea up throughout was great. He's nailed this Chase U role. Next week will be Thea's breakout performance at just 19 years old. I just feel she has so much way to go. I know she's getting over, though, no doubt. But we saw that a little with Alexa Bliss, and then that dropped off massively in a short amount of time. So there's still a lot. It's funny, Tiff says that she has so much work to do. I think this young lady does even more so. I'm not totally on board with her yet. She's a beautiful girl, no doubt. The world at her fingertips. She's not captivating BC yet. Tiff, on the other hand, Tiffany Stratton is, come on, next level already. She says she's not ready for the main roster. Bullshit. You'd be one of the best on that fucking roster. JC's short interaction with Valkyria was effective to tease their story starting. JC saying, and I quote, I should just kick in her face. Once Val left, the building made me laugh. Very comical delivery. I didn't even see it, and I just laughed at that because I could just picture it. Now, the negatives of the show from JR9 Gaming's review. Gold Rush, night 1. There's 2 weeks of Gold Rush. This was the first week. Negatives are as follows. NXT, for some reason, tried to make Dana Brooke an ultimate underdog with a fake injury / stretcher spot, only for her to return to the ring, losing due to ref stoppage, as she refused to tap like Superwoman. This would have maybe worked for someone like Roxy, but it didn't here. Now, JR9, I didn't know any of that, bro. That is, they went over the top to make Dana Brooke look so legit. And they have to do that in NXT. That's what I mean in the earlier conversation. You got to do that just to make Dana Brooke relevant and legit. That's telling you there's a massive problem. On top of that, who is this helping out in NXT? That's putting the spotlight on Dana Brooke and Dana Brooke alone. I don't understand that at all. Who did she even face? Does it say? NXT for some reason tried to make Dana an ultimate heel, losing due to ref stoppage. This would have worked for someone like Roxy, but it didn't here. Was she taking on Roxy? I don't think so, right? So that's what I mean. The spotlight is so much on Dana. JR9 didn't even... Or maybe there's another paragraph. JR9 always covers the bases. There is another paragraph on this. For 2 massive reasons. Dana was sloppy in the ring. At times forgetting to sell the kayfabe injury. Wow. Very good critique by JR9 Gaming. Which led to the second reason the fans were cheering the heel Cora Jade. So she faced Cora Jade. I doubt the spotlight was on Cora. It was most likely just on Dana here. Fans were cheering the heel Cora throughout. Wow, bro. So they went out of their way to make Dana the ultimate face, struggling through adversity. And they were cheering the heel Cora with "Let's go Cora" chants for Dana to tap at the finish, singing "Na na na na, hey, goodbye" to Dana Brooke. Wow. That's probably why she went on the doohickey social machine and said what she said. Dana Brooke was probably feeling like shit. I'll give credit to Cora, however. She was playing her role very well. So she didn't play into it. She didn't try to over babyface Dana. That's Cora Jade. She's really good at her role, JR9. Wow, very good assessment, JR9, for somebody like BC that was not able to catch this show, man. That's why I'm taking my time reading it. I'm really trying to visualize it and think about what this does and where you go. See what I mean? This Dana Brooke thing is about Mickie James told no lies. Mickey's probably going to catch some heat, especially from real Dana Brooke fans, but it's unjustified. Mickie James is just telling the truth. She says she loves Dana. She works her ass off. It just isn't working. And she sure as hell shouldn't go back to NXT. It's not going to do anything for anybody. Next up in the negatives for last night, or Tuesday night's NXT show, Wes versus Bate. Tyler Bate, Wesley, with Ali as the referee. Now, I actually saw a visual graphic of Ali with a referee shirt. No shit. Wasn't able to see any of it, but I saw the graphic and I was like, what are they doing? Wes versus Bate with Ali as ref was a boring way to start the night. So that's what started NXT. Nothing happened either. Just Bate took an L in 7 minutes. Ali on NXT is just pointless and has derailed any tension that Bate and Wes were building, which could have been used in a story which Wes needs. And I told you that, JR9. Anybody listen to the podcast, I said, Wes Lee for BC is just not connecting. I understand the guy's got talent, trust me. That's why most fans love it, right? In today's wrestling fan, a lot of them, just skill is enough for them, right? I don't need larger-than-life characters. I don't need you to check off every other box. You're a good wrestler. For BC, man, Wes Lee, you listen to his promos, the crowd, he loses them in a minute. They're fucking falling asleep during a Wes Lee promo. So I said the same thing. I said, put him in a captivating storyline, make his promos mean something, matter, give us a reason not to fall asleep, and I could get behind Wes Lee. But this ain't it. JR9 is telling you that ain't it. 7 minute simplistic L, boring way to start the show. What the fuck is Ali doing with a referee shirt? That's what JR9 is saying. Appreciate the honesty in that, bro. I really do. Braun showed that he can hang with a talent like Sethington. It's a good sign for his future. But him losing without being protected was pathetic. Going to be hard to take Braun seriously after not being able to beat a not 100% Sethington from the Balor attack on Monday. Plus, to just come to NXT and easily beat the dominant guy for the past 2 years doesn't make the NXT brand look good either. I need to speak on that because I did see the last, 60 to 90? I saw a small clip on that. I had to see that. Once I heard that Sethington beat Braun and Dragunov did not interfere, because JR9, I think you were just like BC and most of us. We thought Dragunov was going to interfere. That was going to be the easy way out for Breakker to lose, because Breakker cost Dragunov the match against, I think it was Baron Corbin last week. But no, they went the straight up approach. Okay, that's good for Sethington. You just came to that dude's place and beat him. Put him flat on his back looking up at the lights. Why would you do that to Braun Breakker on the cuspidus of him going to the main roster? Does nothing for Braun but hurt him. Does nothing for NXT but hurt them. Sethington going there for a ratings pop. And I doubt they're going to pull that much more. Sethington does still not connect with a lot of fans. Just because you're hearing his sing-along, the Disney on Ice sing-along that BC actually has to mute the TV because we now do it for 20 minutes and I get nauseous. Everybody looks like Walking Dead zombies. You sound like idiots. I can't stand it. I mute them. I mute these crowds now. I can't stand the Sethington sing-along. And that was the only reason he got super over again. Before that, nobody knew what this character was. Sethington doesn't know what his character is. He was just middling around with the United States Championship, even winning it. Did nothing for him. The booking sucked with him. He sucked with the fucking title. Nobody cared. He gets a sing-along, and now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe he's one of the most over dudes in pro wrestling. He's still not connecting with BC. Sethington Rollins has nothing storyline-wise that I truly care about. Another rematch of a rematch of a rematch of a rematch with Balor, it's going to take more than that. Sethington is bland. You bring him to NXT and you're going to, pop a 700,000 plus rating? It's not going to happen. We're delayed on ratings. I think NXT ratings come out later today, maybe. But I doubt they're pulling 700,000 because you had Dana Brooke and Sethington and Ali and Baron Corbin. I doubt it very much. They're probably still going to mingle around 650. So anyway, I just had to speak on that. I couldn't believe they had Braun Breaker lose clean. I don't care if it's Sethington himself or if fucking Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny were in a handicap match and they both pinned Braun Breaker. I don't give a shit what magical powers. If it's Harry fucking Potter and Dumbledore, they should not be beating Braun Breaker on his brand when he's the big dog in the yard. I totally agree, Jaron. That was pathetic. Finn attacking Seth again to end the show was stupid. And NXT should never end with a main roster angle. They're just blurring the lines now, muddying the waters, bro. I think they're just trying to pop ratings. They're really trying to get those. When they renew the rights fees, they really want the biggest. It's understandable, but just take what you already have that a lot of your fan base is loving and just do it properly. Don't panic and just start sending weird main roster like Dana Brooke, Baron Corbin, and Ali. Put them in weird shit. You got Dana Brooke being carried out on a stretcher and then returning like she's Superwoman. You got Ali dressed up in a fucking referee shirt. Sethington's beating the biggest dude in the company or in the brand. What are we doing? And then fucking Balor just shows up to set up their Money in the Bank. I don't know what that says about Gold Rush Week 2. You're exactly right, Jaron. You got Gold Rush Week number 2 next week, and they're trying to sell you on Money in the Bank. It's ending with 2 main roster guys. Why the fuck would we care about NXT? You're clearly overshadowing them. You know, yeah, you don't even think about it like that. It's very true. Overall, a better show than last week's, but still had some major flaws, which all involved main roster talent. Gold Rush Week 2 has less main roster talent involved, so hopefully it'll be back to the best version of NXT. Again, JR9 Gaming with his amplified NXT Roundup Gold Rush edition. Much respect to JR9 Gaming. That was an interesting read, man, and a good part of the podcast. Loved it. Very intriguing. I'm going to have to see that Corbin promo if I ever get time today. It's a very busy day for BC, but man, I would love to see that if I can. Corbin and who the fuck is that? Mello. Yeah. Yeah, Mello can be good. I get easily distracted with the Trick Williams shit, man. He's so over the top, and I understand that's why a lot of people may love him or like it a lot. It takes me away a little bit. So can you calm down for a second, right? Sometimes he does. Sometimes he fucking, he has decaf and he's relaxed. So I can just focus in on what Mello is saying or doing. Anyway, my amplified unit. Salute, man. What a podcast. Well over an hour. A lot to discuss. A lot of tears dropped from all the truth bombs that were dropped. But man, I love it, man. You guys are the absolute best. And it's these type of podcasts, man, when we hit the hard-hitting conversations. The conversations that nobody else wants to have. Nobody wants to take the time to do. It's a podcast. You don't even have to watch. Pop in the earbuds while you're taking the kids to school, while you're fucking mowing the grass, while you're going shopping, while you're doing errands for the old lady. While you're at the gym, pop in the earbuds. You know that BC's going to talk a lot. It's a podcast, and just hopefully enjoy, be entertained. I'll drop some knowledge. We'll learn some shit. We'll have a real honest discussion. You guys are just the best, man. And it's these type of podcasts, dude. If you can hang with the unit, we'd love to have you. If you can't, see yourself out, or we'll gladly boot you. But guys, it's the amplified unit. We're going to have these conversations. I really hope you can handle them, or it's just not the channel for you. The good news is there's other channels. Go check them out. Love them. Give them a like. The amplified, man. Until next time. And there will be a next time. Top guy, I am out. BC saying, check you.